All right, what else is going to happen tonight? We got fucking spaceships. We got grandfathers asking for fucking betting advice. We got uncles with flat tires. We need ice cream. What is going on?
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds versus Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Yep. Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things. I got 2 phones.
Upset alert. Upset alert.
I might go insane.
I think you're already there. There's no hope. Hope is gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach.
That is
the team you promised me you were going to be this year.
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 75 of Birds vs. Boys. A lot going on in the world of football and in the world not of football behind the scenes with producer Vince. But we are here. We are back. Aidan made it back in one piece, we think, from his trip to Magic City and Atlanta for the Big Eagles unveiling. So we're here. I know it's been a week. Cowboys played last week. We're not going to dive into that. We have too much to do. But first, Aidan, how was it?
I had a fucking blast. I had so much fun. That was legit one of the best trips of my life. My voice is still hoarse. It is. I
was going to ask you, we okay? COVID or Uncle COVID?
No, it's just my throat. I was screaming. Devontae Smith scored, and I just screamed, "Oh my God!" repetitively 20 straight times.
And then Reagor scored too.
And then Reagor scored, and I was losing my mind because I was screaming Reagor's name. I should have screamed Julio Reagor. I totally forgot. Julio Jones used to play for that franchise. I just was so overwhelmed by how things played out so perfectly this weekend. Couldn't beat it. Could not beat it. I had so much fun. I had top experiences in my life.
I just couldn't believe it either. Well, I could because I think Atlanta is they could lose to Georgia Tech right now, I think.
They're a poverty franchise. They truly are.
When I tell you this, I'm being dead serious. I think they could have the first pick in the draft this upcoming year.
I do too. I genuinely do.
Like the Lions played much harder than they did this weekend.
The Texans, who have been a walking joke the entire offseason, won a game. The Falcons looked awful. They looked unbearable. The Bengals, who we'll get into later, they actually won a game.
Mm-hmm.
After Joe Burrow saying, "I don't trust my knee," and Jamar Chase couldn't catch anything. They looked like they were going to be a joke. Jaguars, I still don't know what them, but the Falcons are bad.
Bad.
They're bad. We'll spend some time on the game itself just for a few minutes because I know we want to focus on week 1. I'll do a quick technical notes, I guess, and then get into the experience.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was too excited for your
I'm
trip.
Still fired up. Actually, fuck it. Technical notes.
Yeah, just follow us.
We're recording this Sunday. So it's our first week of instant game reaction pods. So it'll be Sunday night, and it'll drop Monday morning on YouTube and everywhere you get podcasts. That's pretty much our big announcement is we haven't done that yet. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream. Download OddsCrowd. Use either brand 2, brand BRAN 11, or BRAN 14 to sign up with OddsCrowd. That's it for technical notes.
I think there's one more kind of big one that we need to promote for the next 2 weeks.
That's fair. That is fair. So I thanked everybody for who watched the live stream on Sunday at Showboat in Atlantic City.
A lot of fun.
The scene is awesome. We are in a legit boxing ring surrounded by televisions watching NFL football.
Surrounded by crazy Atlantic City people that just decide to jump in the ring with us at random times.
Oh, man.
Happened multiple times.
Oh, my God.
One guy just with his phone and was like this. Who are you guys? Promote yourself. It was awesome.
Free promo. We'll take it. As you imagine, I didn't catch much of the stream. I was roaming the streets of Atlanta.
You made it on for a little bit. You FaceTimed in.
I tried. It was very loud.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't hear anything. We'll be back there in that boxing ring, and it's ironic that we'll be in a boxing ring because we will be facing off. Kevin and I, Joe somehow measled his way in there. We will be squaring up Cowboys, Eagles, Monday Night Football, Week 3, live stream. Thank you, Viget, for allowing us to do these streams. Thank you, Showboat in Atlantic City. We will be there back in the boxing ring. Couldn't be a better place to stream during an Eagles-Cowboys game of boxing ring.
And shout out to CEO Joe's in-laws for letting us stay at their beach house because there's no chance I'm driving home 2 hours after a Monday Night Football game.
I got to work the next morning, but have fun with all this.
Well, it probably only takes you about an hour and 10.
An hour and a half.
Yeah,
an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, let's get into this.
Back to Atlanta. Heaven on earth. Unbelievable. Didn't think I would like the South that much.
The South is
I'm
great.
just like not a South guy.
No, it's
but
Southern hospitality is a real thing.
Thank you. I was shocked. It's no secret that Eagles fans aren't the most welcoming people around.
Mm-hmm.
So the story goes. Atlanta, totally different story. We meet this guy. We went to this rooftop bar Saturday night. We meet this guy. My friend has his Eagles hat on. So our group starts talking to him about the Eagles game. The groom, his brother-in-law, couldn't come. So we have this extra ticket to the game because in Atlanta.
Oh, so he couldn't come last minute.
Last minute, he could not come. No. And we bought a group of 10 tickets, which they do there because it's cheaper than buying individual because they can't get people to buy tickets. So you can buy group tickets, which just blows my mind in the NFL that you can do that as someone who's like 60,000 on the Eagles season ticket waiting list.
Yep.
So this guy goes, oh, yeah, we throw these huge tailgates. Like there's a bartender, there's a DJ. You guys should come. And we're like, you can get us into the tailgate because the tailgate costs money. It's very hot. Like they go all out.
Yep.
Huge. If you saw my video on Instagram, like 10 flat screen TV.
Emmitt Smith was there.
Yeah. We were like, if you can get us into the tailgate, we'll give you the tickets. Bing, bang, boom. We show up. Time of our life. I had a personal conversation with every single person there who was not in our group, which would never happen in Philadelphia. They welcomed us right away. We talked about it. And I think it's a combination of Southern hospitality and just a complacency with the Atlanta Falcons. Like talking to them, they're ready to move on. They want the Matt Ryan era to be over. I think they want peace from the Super Bowl team. It ruined them. It ruined them, and they're ready to move on from everyone who is associated with it.
So I mean, listening to you and seeing the joy in your eyes, I don't think, besides you going to an Eagles Super Bowl and them winning it, I don't think a better trip could have happened where you're going to see a team that you absolutely loathe and think are a bunch of just loser degenerates. Mm-hmm. You get invited to an incredible tailgate with amazing food, drink, and people.
I had 6 Hennessy and Gingers before I walked in the stadium.
Look at this. And then you get to go into said loser's amazing house. Mm-hmm. You don't have to take your shoes off.
No.
You have muddy shoes on, actually, and you're just fucking up their carpet.
I did have muddy shoes. I fucked my shoes up.
There you go. And then you get to watch your team dispose of this team with touchdowns from your Heisman Trophy winner, who you love.
Yes.
Your wide receiver, who was called a bust, but you still believe in, catch a touchdown.
Yes.
You also get to watch your number one favorite player out of this draft, Kyle Pitts. And you get to win in absolutely massive week 1 game and be the only team that wins in the division.
Yes. Oh, check off every bullet point. I could not have had like a better time. Like it could not have played out any better than it played out. That stadium though is enormous. It is huge. It is state-of-the-art. When we're dead and gone like the dinosaurs, they're going to find that place and it's going to be the 8th wonder of the world. No offense to the pyramids. Who cares? Mercedes-Benz Stadium, probably nicer. It was insane, but you're right. It could not have worked out any better. One of the best tailgates that I've ever been to. Probably the greatest tailgate I've ever been to. We'll probably share this in common, the Temple Notre Dame game.
That was good.
And the NFC Championship I was at. This was the best one since. They take tailgating down in the South to next level.
Yep.
Everyone has tent, DJ, not a speaker.
Yeah, a DJ.
DJ stand, like legit DJ, flat screen TV, The cooking, obviously, down south is amazing. And then drinks. But the biggest thing, I think, and I tweeted this, we tried to speak this into existence since April. Because every time something went wrong, every time we saw the Phillies blow a lead, every time Ben Simmons decided he was going to play basketball but not shoot a basketball, and we felt miserable, the thought and hope of Devontae Smith catching a touchdown on his first drive as an Eagle crept into our minds, and it gave us a sliver of hope. And it happened. It actually happened.
In the same end zone where he caught the walk-off touchdown to win the Natty.
Yes, I posted it before the game. I was like, I have to speak this into existence. It was one of the most perfect moments in a city where imperfect things happen all the time.
And that was the game where Jalen Hurts was benched at halftime, correct? And Tua came in?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Tua throws the walk-off because they benched Jalen Hurts.
They have that, and then the Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. Did you see the overlay of the the touchdown throw? Like the exact thing? It was it was unbelievable.
Yeah, Alabama tried one with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, and it was cool, but the Jamar Smith, Joe Burrow one, that was one of the craziest, sickest videos I've ever seen in production.
I was just like, what the? Like, it was the same play. Exactly the same. It was awesome. Yeah, I mean, you had a fun day, fun weekend.
It was awesome. And one last thing on the game, I thought Bow Wow was right. I've been there before where I've just, you could hear it in his heart, the pain in that viral video, talking about how dead the Falcons are. And he brought it up too. He was like, we just have to move on for the Super Bowl. We've never been the same since. But the Eagles fans took over that stadium. It was so loud, like it was a home game. And then Kenny Gainwell scores, and they're playing Meek Mill, and it's like you're looking around, and it's just Eagles fans. It's just a giant Philadelphia party down south.
Can't hate that. I mean, I can.
You can. And Bow Wow can, and I felt bad because he was speaking from the heart. Like, that was legit.
When Atlanta went down right down the field and then only kicked the field goal, and then they did it again, I was like, this is not no chance.
It's the same thing with them every year. They are a predictable offense. They get
between the
stagnant
30s
in the red zone. They're between the 30s. With the first 15 plays that are scripted, they look good, and then they have to stray from that and come up with something creative, and they just can't. They are the same team, and they're only regressing more and more. It's over. I would do a total rebuild and get rid of every single person who was on that Super Bowl team.
The coach, what's the coach's name? Joe Smith or Joe?
Arthur Smith.
He's already
genius. Arthur Smith.
He's already listed in the top 6 coaches to first be fired in the NFL.
He was, and which is funny because he was the top hire, and everyone was mad at Nick Sirianni and making fun of him because he couldn't speak in a press conference because he gets too excited. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes I get too excited to speak. Mm-hmm. Great game plan though.
Yeah, they look good. A lot of great running schemes they had.
Yes.
Blocked up well, schemed up well.
And our guy, I can call him our guy now because we've associated, Dan Orlovsky, said it looked like the Oklahoma 2019 offense. Mm-hmm. When I was sitting there, especially the first few drives, I was like, this looks like the Oklahoma 2019 offense. They were catering to what Jalen Hurts does well.
Yep.
Which is good. And I really like that a lot. And I'll tell you what, just a few points before we move on, because we got a lot to cover with the Cowboys. The offensive line, just a healthy offensive line.
Yep.
I think part of maturing and growing and being more knowledgeable as a football fan is understanding that you win in the trenches. You don't win with receiver play and flashy skill positions. You got to win up front. And they just absolutely pulverized the Falcons. I know you called them a bad ACC team earlier. That's what they look like.
Yep.
They just got absolutely pulverized. There was one play where it was like a swing play to Miles Sanders, and Jason Kelsey's just looking for somebody to light up. They were magnificent. If they stay healthy, that's the biggest thing. And last thing, I can't believe Kenny Gainwell in the 5th round. Unbelievable.
It looked like Alabama playing Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Or Mercer.
Yeah. It was bad.
Didn't Alabama play, or somebody played Mercer?
Yeah,
Clemson, Alabama.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And it looked like that in the stadium. And then I watched the film last night and I was like, we're even faster on TV.
Yeah. They looked fast.
Manhandled them. Yeah. But yeah, so that was my trip. I had a fantastic time. I probably will be hungover for the rest of my life. My voice may never come back, but
It's okay.
it was absolutely worth it for that Devontae Smith touchdown.
And the Rager. You got to give it to Rager.
And the
too.
Rager touchdown. That was the cherry on top of a fantastic weekend. But Atlanta, probably a bad team. Can we do it in week 2? So let's switch to week 2. Big games for both of us. I've been rambling about the Eagles game this past week, so let's start with you. You guys have the Chargers, who are our team that are not our team.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually our team, except for this week, because they're playing the Cowboys. How do you feel? There's a lot of negative things going on with the Cowboys right now in terms of injuries and sickness.
How do I feel? I'm picking Chargers -3 is one of my picks later on in the show.
Oh, gave it away.
I don't care because that's how I feel. I'll just rewind real quick. So last week, obviously, we haven't had a show since the Cowboys played in Tampa, and I'm not going to break down. I was incredibly impressed with Dak. I mean, I don't think anyone was not. Coming off the injury, both injuries, coming off not playing in the preseason, people thinking, maybe he's not even going to be ready for week 1. I mean, wow. He looked like a top 5 quarterback in the league. It was absolutely incredible. 2, I thought the defense played better than I expected, except for the guys that I said are garbage in Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown. They did exactly what they are, who we thought they were. Okay. Yeah. That's what I knew was going to happen. But I always felt like, and I'm sure you did too in that game, all right, this is the time where Tampa's going to pull away. All right, this is the time where, and they never did. Dallas just didn't let them. But at the same time, that last drive from the Cowboys, I don't care if they scored a touchdown there. If there's over 15 seconds left, Tom's going down the field. And people are like, well, what if Zerline made the kicks? Okay, then all they needed was a touchdown. You're telling me Tom wasn't getting it? He threw the ball out of bounds 4 times just to kill some clock.
That's true. I don't even think about that. But yeah, they had enough time to take shots to the end zone.
If he needed a touchdown there, he was getting it. Like they weren't losing that game. But I was incredibly impressed with how this team hung in that game and really could have, before that last drive, they could have pulled away at points in this game. They could have won by 10 in this game. They had the opportunities, but just like the Falcons did, they couldn't capitalize in the red zone. And that was a problem with the Cowboys last year. It's something that Kellen Moore and this offense is going to have to tighten up if they want to do anything in this division and in this league this year. But speaking of doing anything, we have some issues happening. First this week was Lyle Collins getting suspended for 5 games. I immediately went to PEDs in my head. It's just what I thought. He used to be a chubby fat guy, and he's not so fat anymore. He looks kind of cut up, and I was like, oh, well, wonder what did that. Maybe steroids. But it apparently wasn't. It's apparently for marijuana, and it's apparently for never failing a test, but for missing tests. And apparently missing tests on days where people were sent home because of COVID. What?
How's that happen, though? Like in school, if I had a class with a football player, the assistant coach was standing outside our door to make sure that their ass
people were sent home because of COVID, so they weren't there.
Oh, the coaches weren't there?
The players. So he was supposed to take a drug test, but everyone was sent home because of protocol. And they marked it down as a missed drug test.
Oh, well, that's messed up.
Yeah. He's never failed a test one time. And in the last year, he's been tested about 178 times. And he missed 3. And he gets 5 games.
You get tested that much?
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying.
I got to look. Vince, see if you can find it. There's an exact stat of how many times Lyle Collins been tested in the last year. It's absurd. But for him to get 5 games, I know it's still, there's a serious talk about that, the appeals process, and it's going to go up to Roger Goodell and this and that and this and that. They can do that till they're blue in the face. What it really means is Lyle Collins is not going to be here for Sunday against Joey Bosa and the Los Angeles Chargers. So I'm going to start there before I go into the other injuries and other things that are happening. So Lyle Collins will be missing 180 times. That's real life, right? 180 times in the last year he's been tested.
There's only 365 days. And I'm not that good in math, but that's literally every other day.
Insanity. And he's never failed a test, but he's getting suspended for 5 games. Cool. So last week, you watched the Cowboys game probably pretty intently, correct?
I did. I had Mike Evans. Couldn't catch a goddamn thing.
They were without Zach Martin because of COVID, and Connor McGovern went in. And I think Connor McGovern played pretty damn well against that front as guard. Would you agree?
I honestly thought so, because they dropped that back to pass 60 times. So there were plenty of opportunities for the Buccaneers, and they never capitalized.
Never. The only guy that was really Biotish got run over a couple times by Vita Vea, but Vita Vea is just, it's just an animal. And
Lyle has been subject to about 10 monthly tests for a year and a half. He's reportedly only missed only 7 of those tests, which would compute at less than 4% of the total tests he has been required to
10
take.
monthly tests.
So 1 every 3 days.
Yeah. For weed, which I thought was legal now in the NFL too. But anyway, so last year, when both tackles were out, Lyle Collins with a hip injury and then Tyron with his injuries, what did the Cowboys eventually do? They bumped Zach Martin out to tackle, which we all said they should have done earlier because he could play any position on the line, and he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. So logic would say, right, Zach's coming back. Connor McGovern played really well at guard this week. We're going against Joey Bosa, who's one of the best ends in the league. The other thing they always say, right, best 5. You want your best 5 out there. Okay. Keep McGovern at guard and put fucking Zach at tackle, right? Logical?
Yeah. I think if Joey Bosa starts having a Chandler Jones game, then they might make that adjustment.
Why don't they make the adjustment right now? Practice it all week.
I think Mike McCarthy is a reactive guy, not a proactive guy.
So what did Jerry say already this week? He already told him what's happening. Terrence Steele starting at tackle. Terrence Steele starting at tackle. The same Terrence Steele that went undrafted last year, that started about 14 games and looked fucking terrible. And they had to move Zach Martin out there at tackle. We've seen this show. We've seen this show against you at fucking rushing the passer, and you got past him 6 times in a row. This is Joey Bosa. What are we doing? Why?
Groundhog Day. Great movie.
I'm so sick of this fucking team already. It's unbelievable. And it's not the players. No, it's the upper management and the coaching staff. That's what I'm sick of, because it's a flawed roster. It's not a good roster. There's no depth anywhere except for fucking linebacker. That's it. Because let's talk about depth. So now we know Terrence Steele is starting at right tackle, and we're going to keep Zach Martin at guard. And then McGovern, who played really well, head on back to the bench. Good idea. Next, at depth, Randy Gregory, who's supposed to be this all-pro world beater defensive end. We can't block him in camp. That's what they kept saying. Can't block him. Looks unbelievable. He's sacking everybody all day long. Can't block him. He didn't get a fucking pressure on Thursday. Not one. He looked terrible. He looked slow. He looked sloppy. Out. COVID. COVID got him. So he's not even going to be there. So your second best pass rusher on a team that got no pressure last week isn't going to be there. Awesome. Okay. And then Wednesday rolls around today. Good old hump day. Little tweet comes out. Tank Lawrence left practice with a foot. Maybe concerning. Okay. Then I get a fucking tweet from Ian Rappaport Tank Lawrence broke his foot. He's done.
What? Did anybody send you that? You just find it on your own?
I just found it on my Twitter. I have Twitter, scrolling through Twitter. Ian, oh, that's cool. And then I got it sent to me again. I know. Anyway, so now Tank has a 5th metatarsal bone broke. So that's 6 to 8 weeks. Bye, Tank. He's going to get cut after next year, by the way. He's a good player. He played really well. He got graded out by PFF at a 91 for Thursday night. Even if he's not getting sacks, it's unbelievable. The way he plays the run and how he can take on double teams, he really is a good player, but he's not a $27 million a year player. If they cut him after next year, they save $19 million in cap space, which means he's going to go to Kansas City and win a ring. Anyway.
That's how that works.
That's exactly how that works. Fucking
also,
Josh
Gordon
Charlton got a ring.
Josh Gordon's definitely going to Kansas City, right? Like that's a foregone conclusion.
I mean, it kind of has to, right?
It's without a doubt the match made in heaven.
They're Buffalo.
Yeah. I think it's Kansas City.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So now Tank Lawrence is out. So now no Randy Gregory. No Tank Lawrence. Bradley Anai. Dorrance Armstrong. Come on. We do not have, when I tell you this, I'm being dead serious, and this isn't cynical of me. The Dallas Cowboys do not have a starting caliber defensive end that's going to be playing in this game. Not one starting caliber defensive end in the National Football League is going to be playing in this game for the Dallas Cowboys or for the foreseeable future with Tank being out now.
I wonder if that'll be a problem going up against the Chargers. Vince, I sent a tweet if you could pull it up for us here. Out of curiosity, if this could potentially lead to some issues for the Cowboys going up against Rashawn Slater and the Chargers.
He looked
unbelievable. No offense allowed a lower pressure rate, 12%, than the Chargers in week 1.
Oh, and who did the Chargers play against?
Against arguably one of the best defensive lines in the NFL in Washington.
Chase Young looked like a baby.
Wait, look at this picture. If you could click on this picture for the people on YouTube, look at the amount of space that Justin Herbert has in this picture. There is an enormous gap.
You could drive 2 tanks through that.
Yeah, he could take off and run. He can also see 3 miles like Paul Revere watching the British come in. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Rashawn Slater, we were right. Pretty good.
Yeah, really good. But the Cowboys, they only saw him as a guard, not a tackle. Okay.
Listen, you guys got a pretty good player.
No. And I'm not saying they made the wrong choice. I think the Cowboys made the right choice. And that's the thing. The best defensive end on this team right now this Sunday is Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
But you can't start him at defensive end because I don't want my – he's not big enough. And you can't put him there for 40 snaps. He's going to get hurt.
Yeah, and it's like then you take him off linebacker, and it's like he's got to learn how to play linebacker.
Exactly. He needs to roam. He needs to see the game. He needs to be fast and hit people.
That is his best asset. Yes, he's very good at rushing the passer, but he just has an instinct that you can't teach. You have to let him run around.
Yep.
And sometimes that'll hurt you. He'll run and overplay and do stuff like that, but you got to let him run around. It's his best strength. But you're right. I don't know what they do against this Chargers defensive line. I don't know what they do with Keenan Allen, to be honest with you.
So what I would do, so the Cowboys defense, I think what they're going to have to do is, so now they're not going to get any pressure. And this bad back end, you would think needs pressure to help their jobs be a little bit easier. Malik Hooker is probably going to play in this game. He was not active in the first. However, I think what they need to do is they need to have Trayvon Diggs lock down Mike Williams. He's the big receiver. He's their biggest corner. Follow him. He did. And he followed Mike Evans, and he played well against Mike Evans, who's a big receiver. Have him follow Mike Williams, and then you do the old Belichick fucking double team Keenan Allen, and then hope one of the other guys beats you. Not hope, but because these guys can't go one-on-one with this receiving core. This receiving core is opposite of what they saw last week. Antonio Brown, Godwin, they're fast. These guys are big, slow receivers. They're chain movers, but they're
And
big.
also great route runners.
Yes. Yep.
Keenan Allen might be one of the best route runners in the league. And not probably, he is. He is one of the best route runners. And Godwin's very good as well.
He is.
And Antonio Brown's really good as well. Jesus, the Bucs are so good. Oh, man. We might as well enjoy the wins while we have them because the Bucs are just a lot better.
You know who's not good? Anthony Brown.
No.
Just not good not good at the football, as Pat McAfee would say.
Is this game in Los Angeles?
In Los Angeles. Dallas start 2 games on the road.
Nice. Good for them.
Yeah. And this will be the Chargers' first game in SoFi Stadium with a crowd as well.
Well, are we sure about that?
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of Cowboys fans there, I'll tell you that. Just like
there might be a crowd, but that's not.
There's going to be a lot of Cowboys fans. But and not to mention Michael Gallup won't be there either. He's out 3 to 5 weeks with a calf strain. So, I mean, Cowboys just getting hit with the injury bug, including coaches. Apparently, Leon Lett got hurt at practice today, left the field and came back on crutches. So it's even happening to coaches.
What are you guys doing?
I don't know.
This is how we felt last year, where the injury report would come out and you'd be so upset that you just laughed.
Yeah,
there's nothing else you could do.
Like last year, we lose Dak and both tackles, and it's just like what? And now Dak's healthy, looks great, and then everything around him just starts crumbling. So if Tyron Smith goes down, which I'm assuming he will by week 3, it's all over. It's done because they can't sustain. They can't. They don't have the depth. They don't know how to finagle the depth like you could right now by putting Zach Martin at tackle and keeping McGovern at guard. They just, nope, we're going to go chalk it up back to what we do. The only hope that I have with the defense is I think Dan Quinn knows how to finagle shit, and he's going to find a way to have Micah Parsons be involved in the pass rush while still playing linebacker. I think he's going to just figure some things out, but at the same time, it comes fully down to talent. And this weekend, the Dallas Cowboys will have no talent at defensive end and a very lack of talent on the back end. Finagle.
Vince learned a new word. Finagle.
It's your first time hearing that? Finagle, baby.
Finagle. That's not the SAT word.
Yeah. Finagle shit.
But so I don't think they're as overmatched as one may think. I think the Chargers are going to be really good, but let's see the Chargers put it together.
Yep.
Because that's a team that's been injury riddled forever, every single season. Everything always goes wrong for the Chargers. I do think it's different this year. I don't think they're better than the Chiefs. I think Justin Herbert, he's going to be, you and I are so high on him as the sophomore star this year. But I think this week, Dak Prescott is still the best quarterback on the field.
Yep.
I still think, like with Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, it might be a similar game plan where you just say, well, we have 2 great receivers. Can you stop them? Yep. I don't know. But we're going to make sure that we try. And I think that was it was a phenomenal game plan against the Bucs where they're like, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep going to it. Make them prove that they can cover Amari Cooper, which they clearly could not. And I know that there's been some injuries on Tampa Bay, so the Chargers probably a little bit better suited for this. But similar, like another good defensive line, get the ball out of Dak's hands. Get the ball out of Dak's hands. Rhythm. So I think employ a similar strategy. I don't think it's as far off as you think. I will say this. The Chargers with Phillip Rivers would have lost that game 100 times out of 100. I can't remember the last time I saw the Chargers win a one-possession game and like work the clock down the stretch and not turn the ball over because your quarterback got stripped or throw a stupid interception.
I forget the exact time, but I think the Red excuse me.
Whoa.
Damn it. Man. The Washington football team. Vince is happy. The Washington football team punted the ball away to the Chargers with like 5 minutes left. And the game ended on a kneel down from the Chargers.
6.5.
Yeah, that's what it was.
They had it for 6.5 minutes.
And they stayed aggressive. They were throwing the ball.
Well, yeah. When have the Chargers ever ever in our lifetimes pulled that off. When you wake up from your nap at 6:30 and the Chargers have been playing for 2 hours, are they throwing it on 3rd and 12 while down 5, or are they running a 4-minute offense with a 5-point lead? Because I am not used to this new Chargers at all.
If they got the ball back with 6:30 with Phillip Rivers, he was throwing 2 interceptions by the time that game was over.
Yeah, absolutely.
2, not 1, 2.
2. 1 interception to put them in field goal range to tie the game.
Yeah.
And then another one, or they score a touchdown. So then the Chargers are down 4 and need a touchdown to score. And it's 3rd and 12 because they gave up a sack, and then he has to sling it into double coverage and it gets picked off.
So predictable.
The new Chargers, man.
Yeah.
We'll find out
They're
this
fun.
week. This is a test for both of us.
This is a huge game.
This is a must win and can't lose for the Cowboys.
Yes. Especially because we'll get into you now. I have a sneaky feeling that the Eagles find a way to win this game against the Niners too.
I am confident, but at the same time, it's like this is a test for us too, because now we're playing a competent team.
Yeah.
We go from a very badly run Atlanta Falcons organization to playing against offensive genius Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
We're going to learn a lot about this team this week, so it should be really exciting. And they run a great offense. They have a lot of weapons. I don't understand the Brandon Ayuk thing. Like, he's just not playing now.
Yeah,
is the problem. And no Raheem Mostert, but now Elijah Mitchell, this rookie, is fantastic.
Got him in one fantasy league.
Yep. I think I got to check. I tried in my one league. I put in my auction bet. We'll see. But they're odd. They're an odd team, and you don't know who's going to strike. George Kittle's obviously fantastic, but you don't really know. And another team, like they have a very good defense. Another Bosa brother. Big week for the Bosa brothers.
And I picked him as defensive player of the year or comeback player of the year. One of the two.
One of the two. Yeah, you picked them for Nick Bosa instead of your franchise quarterback.
Yeah, shout out Dak. I completely forgot. It's unbelievable.
That was so funny. The guy commenting that, I was like, yeah, it must have been a massive oversight on our part.
We both. Derrick Henry, who's that?
Yeah, right? Yeah, that was your Derrick Henry moment.
What?
That's a team I am very worried about, is the Titans.
I was told they were elite.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't.
Frauds.
The 49ers, though, it's a perfect team as a test. You want to be 2-0 going on the road to play the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. We split every single year. And if the Cowboys are 0-2, like you believe, I don't foresee them going 0-3 against their division rival and just ending the season like that after you just paid that much money to Dak Prescott. No way.
Yeah, they'll definitely fight because I mean this team's not giving up by any means. You could see how much they fought the other night. So if they are down, they're gonna. I mean, Gregory will be back. Who knows with the Lyle Collins if he gets it appealed by then? They could be a different looking team. They could sign Olivier Vernon. He's out there sitting in free agency. Clay Matthews is sitting out there. I'd sign both of them right now for cheap. But yeah, so who knows by week 3? But yeah, if you are 0-2, it's going to be a dogfight if we are.
Yes, absolutely. And this is just, okay, your offense that looked like Oklahoma in 2019 for Jalen Hurts worked against a very bad Falcons team that you were faster than, and your offensive line didn't really allow any push and created these big holes. And it looked like a week 1 game, like, that's seen the longest yard. It's like, yeah, we usually do a pick-me-up game where we kick the shit out of Appalachian State to make ourselves feel good before we go into the real schedule. I didn't know that was what we were going to do, but it's what we did.
Yep.
Well, now you get a real test. Now when you swing it out to Quez Watkins and run the same bubble screen on opposite sides of the field on the first 2 plays, are the 49ers going to react and read that, and then it's 2nd and 12 instead of another first down? Are the holes going to open up for Miles Sanders like they did in week 1? Is Kenny Gainwell going to be effective? Is your defense, who really shut down Calvin Ridley and had no other weapons to worry about, are they going to struggle now that they have to worry about George Kittle, Deebo Samuel? I mean,
Brandon Ayuk.
I don't get they won't play him. I don't get it.
He just was. So he didn't get any snaps. I missed this.
He played less than half of their snap counts. And Kyle Shanahan said that he was hurt, but it wasn't because he was hurt. He said he's been inconsistent because of his injury, and he has to earn his playing time, which I'm very confused about. And then Trey Sermon was a healthy
inactive.
scratch after you just drafted a running back. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know what to expect from this team.
Yep.
I know they're going to be better than the Falcons, but
I don't know what to expect either. They were up 38-10 and they won the game by what? 8?
Yeah, 41-33,
Yeah.
I think, or 41-34 to a Lions team that we don't expect much from. We expect them to fight like that, but they're certainly not the most talented team. So I don't know what to expect from them. And then Mostert gets hurt. They have this new rookie who looked unreal. They're just so weird. And they bring Trey Lance in.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what to expect from their quarterback play.
And that was funny. I was driving to Atlantic City and I was listening to the Red Zone of radio that they do on Sirius NFL Network. And all of a sudden there was just like, they switched to that game and they're like, Trey Lance. I'm like, oh shit, did he start? And he like threw the touchdown pass. So I didn't even know like Garoppolo was 7 of 7 by then. I was like, wait, I thought Garoppolo was starting. And now here's fucking Trey throwing a touchdown. I was so confused. And then as I'm driving, looking at my phone at a stoplight to check. And I was like, oh, okay, Garoppolo did.
Yeah, the 49ers were a big phone check team last week.
Yes.
Wait, Trey Sermon's not playing? Wait, where's Brandon Ayuk? Did he get hurt? Wait, is Trey Lance the starting quarterback now?
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Wait, who is the running back now at this point? It was like that the entire time. And then at the end, you're like, wait,
are they going to lose this game?
Yeah, the Lions. It was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be. What is the spread set at right now? Do you know?
Let's see. I believe it was 3.5. Let's go to OddsCrowd. Thank you, OddsCrowd, for letting us do this. I believe, because I looked earlier, that it was 3.5 it's 3. 49ers minus 3.
49ers minus 3. Yeah,
yeah.
I always like home dogs.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing. This is the first time having 65,000 at Lincoln Financial Field in quite some time. And after that performance last week, they will be like rabid dogs in that.
They might find a way to get 75,000 in there.
Oh yeah, they're gonna pack that thing in. The tickets that I saw before, so it keeps popping up because they're doing a promo for the home opener. They're like around 100. They're like 175 now. Yeah. After that performance, they skyrocketed.
We were gonna go, so I'm going to an Eagles game for my sister-in-law's birthday. Her husband was getting me, and the 4 of us are going. So we were gonna go to that game, but I got my way and talked them into going to the Chiefs game just so I could watch Patrick Mahomes in person.
Yeah. That's the game. My prediction. Me and my friends do predictions, and we give 3 predictions and record prediction. And I said they start hot early, beat Atlanta. We look good. We look good for a few weeks. They're gonna run into a team that is actually good, and you're like, oh, so this is what a contender looks like.
Yeah.
And my fear is we look good for 3 weeks, and then the Chiefs come to town, and you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
That Mahomes guy is not playing the same game that we're playing.
Even the Browns, man, they looked good the other day.
Browns look good.
They're both those running backs are just whoo.
Hey, Steelers, I stamped it. I went right back to reliable. Huge win on the road against the Bills. Huge win.
Who did I pick the Ravens in that division?
I think you did.
Yeah,
I think you went
that was before all the injuries and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah, we did that a few weeks ago.
They look like they could be in trouble.
That not only that offensive line did not look good.
No.
And that wasn't even, they were hurting at running back in positions like that.
Yep.
And on defense. And the offense, Max Crosby was chasing Lamar Jackson on every single play. Did you see that play where he kept up stride for stride with Lamar?
Oh, yes.
That was
unbelievable.
Yeah. Didn't think that a white person on this earth would be able to pull that off.
No.
Not a chance.
What a game. Oh, real quick too. Did you watch the Manning cast?
No. So I flew back Monday night. I didn't get home until around 9. So I missed the first quarter. I had to shower, unpack. So I missed a lot of it. I did watch the end of the game, but I watched it on the regular broadcast. I heard it was fantastic.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible. Of the fire alarm going off.
Oh, it was awesome. Just I learned more about football Monday night when I got to watch parts of it than I was like, I know nothing about football.
Yeah,
just listening to the way they check and it's incredible.
They should. I know they're doing it a few times. They already plan to
9.
do it a few times. It's not every week.
Yeah, and there's
I wonder
9
if
of them.
is it the week that we're doing our stream?
I don't know. I honestly don't know the next one.
That's a tough one to double. That's going to be one of their highest rated Monday Night Football games of the year.
Yeah.
You got to do it this week when it's Packers Lions and no one wants to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was awesome. They were great. I mean, having Ray Lewis on and Charles Barkley, it was a lot of fun. And
Russell Wilson and while the interception at the 1 yard line happens, you could not have scripted that up any better.
And the way he was calling, Russell was calling out plays that were coming, and the way how quickly Eli was all right, he just checked at the line, and who was on? Oh my God. Ray Lewis was they just checked here, and this is, and it, just how quick, you don't even realize that the things are happening on the field, right? 3 seconds before the ball snapped.
I like that because you can feel like you see things, but until you listen to someone who played, and all three of those guys, Ray Lewis, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, we're talking double-digit years in the league, so you're getting the highest knowledge of players who played.
It was awesome.
I will say, I called the Devontae Smith touchdown. I was like, watch this cross. Here comes Ertz. He's going to come inside. You kind of run this in and out play.
Yep.
Ertz will take his guy, pop
Bang.
it up. Bang.
Easy money.
Could not believe it.
Easy money.
But yeah, so I think that's it for both of us this week previewing our games. I think these are both enormous tests and show us where we are as a team.
Yes.
These are the games that you have to win. Going into week 1, I was confident that we would win. And you were confident that you would lose. And we were both content with that.
Yep.
These are the games that make or break whether you're going to be competitive and win a division.
Mm-hmm.
Right? These week 2 games against teams that are good, not great, but you need to beat.
And how are the Cowboys going to respond with all of this adversity?
To adversity, and how are we going to respond? Now you spent the entire offseason being the laughing stock, Colin Cowherd saying you're going 3-14, everyone's predicting you last place, then you come out and absolutely kick somebody's ass. How do you respond now where you're not this huge underdog anymore and Jalen Hurts is the talk of the town? So how does that play out now against a good team, and can you handle that pressure?
We shall see. That's why they play the games, right?
We shall see. That's why they play the games, and that's why we bet on the games.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and do that now.
Okay.
We've got our picks ready.
Yep.
Thank you to OddsCrowd. I didn't realize I was in last in the NCAA thing. I had a terrible day on Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah, it was bad. I was 1-4.
Oof. Yeah, I went weekend winners. I think I went 4-3 this weekend. Not great.
Nice.
Well, I lost the Ohio State over by 1.5.
Ooh, that was rough. That game was fantastic.
Yep.
I will say, on our picks that I gave and the picks that I put in on OddsCrowd for the NFL, 2 for 2 last week.
Look at you. I think I went 1-1. I had the Chargers, and then I think I had the Packers.
You did. I remember you having the Chargers because it was +1.
Yep.
And they definitely covered because they won. So,
oh yeah.
You know. And then I had Panthers -4.5, and I had Ravens Raiders over. And that went over in a
yep.
In an
oh no, that's what I had. I had Ravens -3.
Ah, there it is.
That's not so good. All right, so weekend winners.
We're 3 for 4.
Yes, technically. So I'll start here. I'm going Chargers -3, like I said earlier. I think they win this game, and I think they win it by more than a touchdown. I don't know how the Cowboys are going to travel on the road again with all of this adversity, without their right tackle, without either of their ends, going against this quarterback, going against Joey Bosa, going against Derwin James. It's going to be a tough test, and I feel like the Cowboys fail this test and head into Monday Night Football against the Eagles 0-2.
Oh, man, that stream will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm looking at the Jets Patriots here. When Pardon My Take did their segment Guess That Line, it was at -4.5.
Yep.
When I looked earlier on OddsCrowd, it had gone up to 6. Now that I'm looking, it's gone down to Patriots -5.5. Bill Belichick has never, ever, ever lost to a rookie quarterback.
Ever.
The Patriots are at home, and they played pretty hard. Probably should have won that game against the Dolphins. I think if you want to, you could take it at see 5.5 is a lot. I'd like to tease it down to -4.5 if you're okay with those odds at -120 and take Patriots -4.5 at home against the Jets and Zach Wilson.
I don't hate that. Actually, I love that. Especially the way Mac Jones looked.
He looked good. It's not that Zach Wilson looked bad,
no.
But most times we've seen Jets quarterbacks go to Gillette before and look bad.
Yes.
It will not be the first time.
That'll be schemed up for him to fail.
Yeah, and if that's one of those games, if you're a Jets fan, if you fail and he looks bad, you don't even panic at all.
Yeah.
Because everyone goes through that. That is your sacrificial hazing. If you're joining a fraternity and the NFL's fraternity, playing Bill Belichick is your hazing.
How you doing? Keep it moving. After that, that's what you do. All right, so this one you may laugh at. You may say, wow, you're taking a big line. Packers -11. After what they did last weekend, there is no chance Aaron Rodgers does not just absolutely obliterate win against the Lions on Monday night. He is going to stomp this dumb team, and he's going to put them into the earth, dig their grave, and then put the dirt back on them on Monday night.
I agree. I feel bad for the Lions for getting stuck in that position where the Packers looked awful.
Just awful.
We'll get into it with our TikToks, but they were so bad. It was shocking how bad.
Grossly bad.
And I don't think that happens against the Lions.
No. Aaron, like you said, Bill Belichick never loses to a rookie quarterback. Aaron Rodgers does not lose after losing a game like that the next week.
Mm-hmm.
No chance.
Absolutely. Not a chance. All right. So for my next one, I'm going with an over-under. I'm looking at Arizona versus the Vikings. Apparently, the Vikings defense is as bad as we thought they were, but they're playing a team in the Arizona Cardinals who look fantastic on offense on Sunday. Kyler Murray could be an MVP candidate. They balled out. I believe he threw 4 touchdowns total. DeAndre Hopkins had 2. This line is over under 50. I will take that. Over under 50. I'm going over because I think the Cardinals offense is as good as advertised, and I think the Vikings defense is as bad as advertised.
I'm ready to bet overs all year in Cardinals games.
I'm ready to bet overs all the time in Vikings games, and now they play each other. So, and the Vikings can score.
They can.
They've got Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook,
and Kirk Cousins.
And Kirk Cousins, he doesn't win you games. He doesn't lose you games. He just keeps you in games, and they'll score points.
I love that.
So over under 50.
I love that. And Chandler Jones might get a sack, fumble, touchdown on him too. There's more points.
Yeah. Man, that was unreal.
It was. All right, we getting into TikToks?
Let's do it. Time to bring Vince in. We actually have 2 TikToks for you tonight. We're back in full swing. NFL season's back.
We got
to do multiple ones.
Football's
Vince,
back.
Welcome in.
Welcome to me.
Welcome to Vince's time to shine. All right. So, like we said, we're doing 2 different TikToks here tonight, 3 each. The first one that we're doing is MVPs of week 1. So we all have 3 players that we think balled out and deserve MVP of the week. We'll do our normal triangle. I have a few offense, few defense. So we'll see. You got
non-quarterbacks.
Non-quarterbacks. Thank you. I don't have a quarterback. All right. At 3, I have Chandler Jones. This is one of those when I was looking up in the stadium watching the Eagles game, I was like, there's no way that stat's right. He has 3 sacks in the first half. Well, he finished with 5. And he made his offensive tackle that he was matched up with thank him for having 5 sacks. That is fantastic work by Chandler Jones.
Isn't that a third of the record?
9 is the record, right?
In a game?
Yeah,
9. For a season.
No, season 18.
Season's really high.
Yeah, 18 and a half.
I can look it up.
Still, 5 is a good chunk of that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well,
you guys go and I'll look it up.
He'll finish the season with 10. All right. So I love that pick, by the way. Aidan. 3 for me is DeAndre Hopkins in that game as well. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 just unbelievable touchdowns in the back of the end zone. His footwork is incredible. I don't know if you saw the reaction of A.J. Brown when he was scoring that touchdown. It was just, it's priceless. The dude is a freak. He's the best receiver in the league. DeAndre Hopkins, 3 for me.
I have him in our branded fantasy league.
Congratulations.
For me. I know. Thank you. Number 3 for me, I have Jamar Chase. He didn't have the best week out of everybody in the league, but all week he had to hear about, he doesn't know what size the footballs are. The footballs are different colors. He had to hear about, he was bad in preseason. Jamar Chase is a bust. And he comes out and he scores. He had 1 touchdown. He had a great game.
Over 100 yards.
He had over 100 yards. So obviously he didn't care what everyone had to say. So I think the fact that he put all that behind him and he showed up, balled out, and gave us the best social media mashup video we've ever seen.
Yes, I agree. All right. At 2, I have DeAndre Hopkins. For all the reasons Kevin mentioned, one of the greatest best footwork since Chris Olave on Ohio State, that touchdown last year. 2 touchdowns. The Cardinals look fantastic. Him and Kyler Murray obviously have this connection. And we're at this point where we're looking for the next best thing with receivers. And it's almost like we forgot about DeAndre Hopkins because of how consistent he is. Well, we got a friendly reminder there on Sunday about just how good he is.
Before I move on, I would like to thank Bill O'Brien for releasing DeAndre Hopkins from Houston. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for getting him out of there. 2 for me was Jalen Ramsey. The dude was just all over the field Sunday night for the Rams. I loved how they were using him, not just as a corner. He was blitzing. He was tackling. He was just straight up balling out. And I love this Rams defense. I love this Rams offense. I love this Rams team. Jalen Ramsey, 2 for me.
2 for me, I have Elijah Mitchell. I love every year how we get the one guy where you're like, who is this guy? And then he rushes for like 200 yards in 1.5, and he scores 14 touchdowns in the game. We get that guy every year, and I'm very excited we got him right away week 1. You have the Kareem Hunts, the Alvin Kamaras. They come out of nowhere. And I thought it was going to be Kenny Gainwell, but I'll take Elijah Mitchell.
Kenny Gainwell had a good game, but not an Elijah Mitchell game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, at 1, I have my guy, Jamar Chase. I never wavered, maybe a little bit. He had an awful preseason. He looked like a guy who hadn't played football in a crucial year, which is exactly what happened. Then he took step on that field with Joe Burrow again, and he was one of 17 receivers ever who came out in their first game and had 100 yards and a touchdown. Fantastic. Ever in NFL history.
That's awesome.
So at 1, I have Jamar Chase. And biggest thing, Bengals got to win. Huge for them.
1 for me. I'm going to the same game. I'm going Evan McPherson, the kicker for the Bengals. The dude stepped up there, 55 yards, hit it, timeout, ice in his veins. He had that smile on his face. I don't know if you saw that. Hit it again for the game winner. The dude has an absolute cannon. He was able to get on Pat McAfee's show this week. He's just balling out. He's 22 years old. He's a rookie. To be able to just do that in your first ever NFL game and to win the game like that, yeah, you're getting MVP of the week for me.
Wait.
I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys remember this. On our prospect list, I had him on my top prospect.
Did you?
Yes, he had Evan McPherson. I was like, wait, I recognize that name. That was one of Vince's nuggets.
Let's go. The only Vince nugget.
That was the only one. It was Evan McPherson.
Let's go.
So
good call, Vince.
I'm basically Mel Kiper.
Yeah.
Number 1 MVP of the week. I have the fans. Monday Night Football. There was nothing like what we as NFL fans did on Monday night. That game was dog shit, and everyone loved it. No one was like boo-hooing on social media like, oh, this game's terrible. Everyone's like, this game's awesome. I love it. He was like the white back. That Monday night game was like the white backup point guard where everyone just loves him to love him. And everyone else, I can't think of a day where all of NFL Twitter came together and was like, we're just having a good time with this terrible game. It was the vibes Monday night on Twitter were incredible. You have to thank John Gruden, John Harbaugh for orchestrating a terrible fourth quarter, giving us overtime. It's given us an all-around entertaining snowball fight of a game.
That's a good one.
I like them all. I like all of our lists.
Yeah. All right.
TikTok
That's our
number
first
2.
list. Yeah, let's just the next one transition over there.
I
and
forgot I was about to wrap up the show.
Yeah, no, man. You got to get in mid-season form early. We're doing multiple TikToks now that we got the content to do it. Hopefully
week
this
one for
list is as
everybody.
good as the last one. I don't think we can top Evan McPherson and Vince calling his shot with that.
He's been on 2 of our lists.
He's been on 2 of our lists. Never thought he'd be on 1.
Leave it up there.
All right. So for the second list, we are doing top performing teams of the week. So it's not necessarily power rankings, just teams that balled out, looked great, and had phenomenal wins to start the season and look sharp. Basically, if you've ever watched college football scoreboard on ESPN, they give out the helmet stickers to the teams that did well. Doesn't mean you're going to win a national championship or a Super Bowl.
Nope.
Just smack a sticker on you. That's what you get. All right. 3 teams for each of us again. I'll go first. At 3, I have the Saints. That was shocking. The Saints last year beat the Broncos when they had a practice squad wide receiver as their quarterback, 31-3. They beat Aaron Rodgers 38-3.
3 for me. I'm going to the NFL team in a very cold climate that does not even have an indoor practice facility. That is the Bengals coming out 1-0. When are the Bengals ever 1-0? Guess what? Never. But they are right now because they beat the Vikings in overtime. Joe Burrow coming off a gruesome knee injury, balling out, running for his life because they still didn't get him any help to protect him. Jamar Chase balled out. Evan McPherson balled out. Bengals 3 for me. Good for you. Get a sticker.
Number 3 for me, I have the Houston Texans. Everyone thought they were going to come in and get their bell rung by the team that was the worst team in the league last year. They put up a lot of points. I forget the exact number. They put up a lot of points. They let a lot of points into, but they still scored enough to win the game. Tyrod Taylor did what Tyrod Taylor does, which is, no one knows he's on the team, and he shows up, and he wins you a football game.
That's
I don't think anyone expected them to even be somewhat impressive with that game. To come out and win, it's pretty impressive.
True. All right. At 2, I have the Cardinals. I know we're heavy on the Cardinals, but this was one of those things where Cliff Kingsbury has never had a winning season. Everyone's high on the Titans, and they come out and totally control that game on both sides of the ball. Kyler Murray's hitting fadeaway jumpers from 50 yards out, dropping it in a bucket to Christian Kirk. They looked awesome on offense. We talked about Chandler Jones and the 5 sacks. That's a huge win on the road against who was supposed to be a really good Titans team.
2 for me is the Saints. Like you said, Aidan, it was completely shocking. Even the ability of the Saints to actually choose Jacksonville for a reason, because 1, it was very hard for the Packers to get there, and 2, they knew Aaron Rodgers doesn't play well in hot and humid conditions. Good for you, Saints. And then Jameis Winston coming out here throwing for less than 150 yards, but 5 touchdowns. My man got LASIK. He can see. Awesome job. Get a sticker.
Number 2 for me, I have the Eagles. Kind of similar to the Texans, everyone expected them to be terrible, and not only did they score a lot of points, they only let the Falcons score 6. So both sides of the ball played well. It's the only reason they're above the Texans here. I do think their upside is significantly higher than the Texans, though, especially if neither team has Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
I don't think the Eagles need him.
No, I don't think so at this point.
It's almost like they never did.
Yeah, you could make that case that probably no one needed someone who has 22 sexual assault allegations.
Mm-hmm.
His lawyer might need him.
His lawyer needs his money. Yep. All right. At 1, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't think I have ever seen the Chargers close out a game in a 1-possession score where it wasn't hectic, chaotic, and ended with them losing and Phillip Rivers throwing an interception. Thank you to Justin Herbert for completing the impossible. The Chargers have won a 1-possession game, and they did it on the opposite coast on the road against a really good defense in week 1.
Fair enough. 1 for me, the Cardinals. They just looked awesome. Kyler Murray's a video game out there. DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver in the league. Chandler Jones balled out, and they beat down this quote-unquote Super Bowl contending team out of Tennessee. They're frauds, but Cardinals still looked awesome.
Has any team been frauds more years in a row than the Titans?
Cowboys every year.
They're a 10-6 team, and that's their ceiling, and it's always been that way.
Number one, I have everyone except the Giants. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't really think I need to give much of an explanation here. Just everyone except the New York Giants.
I love that pick.
So before we wrap up the show here,
do we have another cameo?
No, on March 25th, in episode 51, we did top 5 non-QB prospects, and right there at number 1, I don't know if you can see Evan McPherson, number 1 QB prospect, comes out, wins the game for him week 1. So, I don't really want to toot my own horn here, but toot.
Good work by you, kicking expert of the millennium.
ESPN may need a new draft analyst, right? Because
I hope you guys know this will never be forgotten.
Ever.
I don't think it will. I think we need to have Evan on the show. We can grab him.
I think so completely.
All right. Well, I think that's our show for today. Thank you to everyone. Week 1 in the books. It's week 2 coming up with 2 big games for both of us. It's very fun to be talking about actual football games. Like, it was exciting. Just even pre-show, you could tell there was a little bit of extra juice tonight.
Yep.
Mostly because Kevin had 16 phone calls from his relatives needing different things, including his grandpa needing college football picks. But there was some juice in the studio tonight, and it's because football is back. Couldn't be happier. Going to be a huge week 2. Stickers for everybody who listens to the show and follows on TikTok and Twitter.
And don't forget, we will be recording Sunday. Our live reaction to the games that will be coming out Monday, and then we'll have our normal show coming out Thursday for next week. So tune in for Monday. That will be happening every week going forward in the NFL season. Our reactions right after the games happen. Can't wait. Enjoy the Thursday night game. Enjoy college football. Just enjoy this whole damn time of the year, because it goes like that, and it's going to be February before you know it. 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, and you're going, what the hell do I do with my life? So enjoy every moment of football season.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds versus Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Yep. Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things.
I got 2 phones.
Upset alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there.
There's no hope. Hope is gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach.
That
Be the team you promised me you were going to be this year.
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.